First of all, let me first wish everyone a safe and healthy life. And I am hoping that, this COVID-2, which has been a very, very, detrimental thing for our nation and for the globe as such, which is damaging the economy very badly. I hope this will pass away. The only way which everybody says is, the safety is the only answer to overcoming this pandemic. So to begin with, first let me wish everyone a happy World Environment Day. So this is one very good occasion, and for that I thank NCCBM Dr. Mahapatra for inviting me for this sharing this session, and let me thank NCCBM for the excellent work, pioneering efforts what NCCBM has been doing for the cement industry, the building industry. It is commendable, and it's more commendable to have recognized the World Environment Day and have organized this seminar continuously year after year. At the same time, also I thank all the panelists who are going to present the papers. It would be wonderful learning from all of you. You people belong to from illustrious backgrounds. So thank you for this, and it would be wonderful for all the participants for this. To begin with, I'll start with my moving. Very clearly, like Dr. Saxena mentioned while opening in his opening para, that there is only one world, and 3 in 1 won't go, very clearly. So at the current rate of consumption, you require 3 worlds to satisfy the human needs. And as Mahatma Gandhi said in his words, that, in this world has enough for everyone's needs, but not to meet everyone's greed. So we are driven, I think, mostly by issues of greed. And I think if the world learns to, come out of this greed, I think the world will be a better place to live. Taking forward, as it is mentioned earlier also, that the world has to do a lot to, get back to its original state. We have really been in a bad shape, and we are getting worse day by day. Although the world global, carbon from the cement industry has reduced, and as Indians, I am very happy, and I applaud each and every one of the cement industry and the captains of the cement industry, including NCCBM, who has been instrumental in helping the industry achieve its carbon targets, low emission targets. So I thank everyone, but India has done extremely well. Okay, like in the world, the cement emissions are around 640 kgs per ton, whereas it has compared 640 in the India emissions we have been able to reduce in 16% lower compared to the global standard. Now you look at India's CO2 emission standards. It is almost from 2018 compared to it was 800 kgs. Commendable reduction of 20%, 28% to 580 kgs. Dr. Mahapatra mentioned, he has the latest figures. The global cement consumption emissions for carbon CO2 is 2.8. Here I have the maybe data, little old dated data, and about 10% of this CO2 emissions are happening from the Indian cement industry. If you look at this pie chart on the right hand side, you will find cement, the steel, iron and steel is one of the largest emitter, and followed by cement. So I will not say that it in any small measure, cement industry is equally to take extremely active steps to bring down its CO2. Others are there, but let us look at the industry what I belong to and what we belong to, and there is Dr. Haldar is also there, who will speak on carbonation of your slag recarbonation. So that would be very interesting. Coming to this, in cement industry, if you want to make big wins, okay, so you got to attack the clinker factor. And clinker factor is nothing else but, you reduce the clinker content and you reduce make low emission, low heat clinker. And if you can use more limestone, subgrade limestone, would be very good. And Dr. Mohapatra, who has made excellent work done in this area of using low grade limestones. So it is commendable. We should pick up all these threads from here and for the industry and work on it. Just to tell you, while you are talking about low grade limestone, in the last 5 years, so we have, as a Heidelberg Cement India, has been able to restructure its mining plans again, and after rejigging, we have been able to use low grade limestone also significantly. Almost every year we are using about 1.8 tons, 1.7 tons of low grade limestone, 1 million tons of limestone, and we are able to increase our mining life by close to about 7 to 8 years. So there is much learning from this, from Dr. Mohapatra on this. Coming to the production of how do you reduce? So in Indian potential, I would say there is almost 30 million tons of CO2 can be reduced. This is my back of envelope calculation, and out of which 9 million tons can come by increasing fly ash content to 40%. Right now, the content is only 35%. The government, the NCCBM, I would urge NCCBM to move these papers forward and make it to allow the manufacturers to add 40%. Use of you can also use of composite cements, but composite cements everywhere cannot be made because slag is a limited resource. Performance improvisers can be added. Okay, you can also be allowed to add little bit of limestone, fine limestone to PPC. Probably that also can improve the quality also as an improviser. And government should use the consumption of blended cells. This is one of the biggest challenge to overcome in India, because most of the governments are hesitant to use PPC, and till the government brings up with a directive that you got to use 50%, I think India will find it extremely difficult to meet its Paris Agreement protocols, what they agreed to it. So it will so the time is now to start thinking on this from the government side also. In terms of waste to wealth, AFR we can use more. We are putting up a plant of AFR which will become operational in September in central India, and replacing conventional and power to green power. And also consider that the government should give approvals for WHR, that is the waste heat recovery plant, which is going waste. According to me, it is green power. The government should give it the status of a green power. In terms of decarbonization, we will hear from our panelists quite a lot on this. But like investing in carbon capture and storage technologies, and CO2 liquefaction, which can be recycled, which can be used for other industries. I think there are many uses, but these are costly technologies. I agree with it, but the world, again I say that the world is one only. If we destroy it beyond a point, restoration of this world is going to be extremely difficult. How do we, in terms of CO2 neutrality, we have given the group, as a Heidelberg Cement Group, has made its plan till 2030, and this plan is not a mere plan. It is monitored every quarter for each and every country which we operate in. There is a roadmap till 2030. And every country manager has to deliver these CO2 targets based on the agreement. Talking about just to give a quick view about what Heidelberg has been doing. So if you look at these on the top of it, you might read it as TRL, TRL8 and TRL5. These are nothing but technology readiness levels. So if you look at it, that these have been all under experimenting on the lab stage, or in the field stage, or on the commercial production side, on the bigger scale tests. So once you are achieving bigger scale tests, then it becomes it. So we have talked about post combustion amine technology. So it is at almost TRL8. Microalgae is also almost at TRL 8, and then we have hydrogen as a fuel to use at between TRL 7 and 8. So these are significantly at advanced stages. There are other things which are oxy-fuel and the directed separation, LILAC technology, and kill electrification. So these are some of them which are being under a lower stage, but nevertheless they are being tried out for the benefit of the globe and for becoming carbon neutral. This is one of the first project which in the cement industry, which Heidelberg started in November of 2020, and it is expected to be completed by 2025. So this is one this is in Norway. They are with using the Aker technology, amine technology. CO2 is being captured. Close to about 400,000 tons of CO2 will be captured, transported by ship to a distance of close to about 600-700 kilometers. And there is offshore storage in the sea where it will be buried. This will be put into the shells down under the earth. So this is one major project which will be the first of its kind in the cement industry, in the cement globe, which is now operation, which is now the Cummins has started. It is not on a documentation stage or anything. The work has started, and it is in a significantly moving faster, and it will meet its target. That is what the group is talking about, and it is also along with the help of the Norwegian government. Taking further, this is I'm talking about one particular plant in Sweden, which you might have heard about it very recently, that this will become the first cement plant in the world to become 100% CO2 neutral, zero CO2 emissions. And here, this is expected to be delivered by 2030 in full steam. It will capture close to about 1.8 million tons of CO2. And it will be put under the bedrocks. This Norcem cement supplies close to 2/3 of the cement to Norway, to the Sweden market, to the Sweden in the Sweden markets, and the total capacity of this plant caters to close to about 2/3 of the cement consumed in Sweden. So you can imagine Sweden will be far more cleaner and far more CO2 efficient. All said and done, we may do hundreds of things, okay? But when I look at this footprint and the global capture deployment globally, I think, cement industry has no status at all. I think, we have a lot of work to do to work on this. If you look at this cement production on top, only 2 projects on carbon capture which have been listed in the global footprint. One is the Norcem, which I talk about, and another with the Slite, which is in Sweden. But you look at the natural gas processing units, okay? Look at the power generation in coal in other parts of the world, okay? Their sizes of these dots decide, how much of carbon capture and storage they are doing. I think this makes me little nervous that, we are nowhere in front of these people. And yeah, I think there is an example here to start, and at least it should motivate our industry and everyone in India to start thinking on these lines and make our India, dot much bigger than the world can see for us, that, that Indians are no behind, and we should work on this. So whatever it takes, maybe we go to, as NCCBM can talk with the government, we can get, because these technologies are today in this industry are difficult to absorb. The cost is very high, but sometime we'll have to make a beginning, and I think it's the right time to do. Coming to the sustainability, quick 1 or 2 slides about what we do in India. Okay, so I will talk to you about the world cement, how it has gone, the global how it has gone, and the Indian cement industry and where HC stands. 570 is the target, and I will tell you also by 2030 we are talking about 525 kgs by 2030, and this is going to reduce by whatever proportions on a year-by-year basis, and that is given, and it will be delivered by HC India to our group and to the country as our obligation. Coming to the other events, what we do, the number of things, many people would have heard about this, but maybe are not visited our website, which is called Friends of Earth. You can visit on this website. This is tree plantation website, and here anybody who plants a tree, we put the geotag of the tree, we put the name of the person, and there are about so far 1500 trees which are geotagged. We are upgrading this website because it is not able to take the load of the number of pictures we are uploading. So you can see your ancestors, your children can see after hundreds of years who planted a tree. They can go tag the geotag and see the tree, who has planted that tree. We have, and the other area is, from 6.5 megawatt of green power and 23 megawatt of WHRS is under construction. And we are right now close to, we are also we also have a WHRS plant in operational since 2013 in our Narsingarh plant. And so total, today we are putting up another 5.5 megawatt power solar power plant also, and many more such events are going to come in future in Heidelberg, India. Almost Ammasandra, one of our plants is on 70% on green power. Alternative fuels, today we are to increase, and we are right now quite low on 5%, but this is our target is to by 2025 we should be consuming almost AFR TSR rate should be close to 28 to 30%. That is what our target is. One event which I would like to talk about is 1.2 plant cooler than 1 kilometer away. This is, I'll just explain to you what we believe in walking the talk. Method is very simple, that if you are doing something, okay, there has to be a result to it. It cannot be just on paper, and it has to be demonstrated. So what we have done is, since the last few years, we have planted trees, whatever the work, environment cleaning or greening and greenery and whatever we have done in our plants, what is it resulting into? So every Monday, there is a test carried out, at one location which is identified in the plant, and one location 1 kilometer away at the plant. Two people go to these two destinations, they click the thermometer and they measure the temperature, one in the morning, one in the evening. And this is captured on every Monday, and a track is kept. And so far in this 4 years, whatever work we did, we have been able to reduce our ambient temperature inside the plant by 1.2 degrees. Target was to achieve by 2020 2 degrees, but we have not been able to achieve. And the team is now coming out with a vindication and coming out with a target that if we have not achieved, if we have failed, the team has determination to speed up this process, and so that we can achieve by 23 at least a 2 degree target. We are a 5.2 water positive organization certified by BBQ, and we have our mines. We run the bird life programs. About 117 species of birds come into our mines. Plus we have some natural habitats, and there are some 5 endangered species are also there. In terms of our power consumption, you can see there is one from grid, thermal and green power. We are gradually moving from 14 to 16 is our plan. PL signifies our plan, and the years ahead we will move on this. Going to the initiatives, what we have done, probably this is the first time you will see in Indian cement industry a bag which has been branded, and we are putting our carbon footprint label, which you can see on the left hand side. Okay, so we started from where we have come here today. Against this bag of cement, what we have put under the market, it is giving CO2 content of 507 kgs per ton. So which is the lowest possible which we can achieve, in considering that today we are allowed to handle only 35% of fly ash. If we are allowed to add 40% of fly ash or maybe a little bit of limestone additives to PPC, probably we can move to 507. And let me tell you one thing, which is a distinction. Heidelberg Cement as a listed arm is 100% blended cement company. We have torn our licenses of OPC. We don't make OPC at all. We have paid 100% PPC. That is a commitment which we as a team have given to the group and to our company, that in this plant we will not manufacture a single ounce of OPC here. We are being certified as Green Product Company, Green Pro Company by CII, Green Co, and Water Positive, I have said. We are the member of the Green Building Council, and this Friends of Earth, I would request everybody to visit this site and give their comments on this site also. We'll be very happy to improve. So this is a commitment from Heidelberg Cement. We will conserve, recycle, reuse, repair, however difficult it is. We untiringly re-engineer and continuously innovate. And the belief is that we are obliged to hand over the world we inherited from our ancestors to our future generations so that they can also live and survive and thrive the way we did on this planet, because we are the ones who destroyed this planet more than any generations in the past, and we have an obligation to restore this. If not restore it, at least start the restoration work which our generations can carry forward, and let us be obliged to deliver a better world and a better life for our future generations to come. And it is demonstrating responsible behavior. Let us not be known as irresponsible species, irresponsible generation which came and destroyed the earth for future. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for your patient listening. And whatever Dr. Mahapatra and the committee decides, we can take the questions later on also. Thank you once again, and wish you all the best and safe and healthy environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Super Sir. Thank you, sir. We are very much delighted to your speech and also the working of the Heidelberg in every spheres. And NCCBM is already aligned to do the work in the same spirit, increasing fly ash content from 35 to 40%, and utilizing coarser grade of fly ash also, which is not utilized in the present standard. So these are the type of works also we are doing, how to go to 100% blended cement also. So I think that with great support, and we can work together. And definitely one research unit cannot do anything else without the support of the leading organization like you. So I am very much hopeful that with a great support, NCCBM will align and the support of all the industry. Thank you very much, Cooper sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.